Imagine waking up tomorrow and realizing the US dollar, the backbone of the global economy for decades, is no longer the safe haven it once was. Imagine the greenback losing its grip on the world stage, and your money, savings, and retirement plans being directly affected. This isn't some far-off theory anymore. This is happening right now. And today, on Macro Rewind, we're breaking down why Ray Dalio and other major macro voices are warning of a historic shift in the global currency landscape, what it means for you, and how you can prepare. Before we dive in, make sure you hit that like button and subscribe to Macro Rewind so you never miss the insights that could impact your financial future. For the past 40 years, the US dollar has dominated as the world's reserve currency. It's been the bedrock of international trade, the yardstick for global investments, and a symbol of economic strength. But Ray Dalio, one of the world's most influential investors, is now sounding alarms that this era may be coming to an end. Dalio, along with other economists and financial strategists, believes the dollar is on the brink of a structural decline, a slow seismic shift rather than a sudden collapse, yet one that could shake markets and lives alike. So, what exactly is happening? To understand, we need to look at the key forces at play. First, the US has been printing money at a rate never seen before, a trend accelerated during the pandemic. While this was meant to stabilize the economy, it has increased the national debt to staggering levels. A larger money supply often dilutes the value of a currency over time, and this is precisely what Dalio is pointing to. Inflation may feel like a temporary nuisance, but historically, it has always been a warning sign of declining currency power. Second, the global landscape is shifting. Countries like China, India, and even some European nations are actively diversifying away from the dollar. They're building reserves in other currencies, investing in gold, and exploring digital currencies backed by their own governments. This isn't speculation. It's happening as we speak. When major economies start to reduce their reliance on the dollar, its global dominance begins to waver. Dalio has repeatedly emphasized that the world is entering a new monetary order where the dollar's supremacy is no longer guaranteed. Now, you might be thinking the dollar isn't going anywhere overnight, right? You'd be correct. It's not a crash in the traditional sense. It's a slow-moving decline, but its effects will be felt in everyday life. Import prices could rise, interest rates could spike, and the purchasing power of your paycheck might shrink. For investors, this shift could change everything from the stock market to bonds to real estate. Macro Rewind has tracked similar warnings in history, and every time a dominant currency started to lose favor, it triggered decades-long economic consequences. What's even more concerning is the psychological impact on global markets. The dollar has long been considered risk-free, and a loss of that perception could lead to volatility unlike anything we've seen before. Investors might rush to alternative assets, causing sudden spikes in commodities like gold and silver, and even cryptocurrencies could see wild swings. Dalio warns that understanding this shift now is crucial because markets tend to underestimate structural declines until they're well underway. Being ahead of the curve could mean the difference between preserving wealth and losing it. Let's also talk about debt. The United States has accumulated a debt exceeding $33 trillion. Servicing this debt in a weakening dollar environment becomes more challenging, potentially forcing policymakers to make difficult choices, higher taxes, reduced spending, or further money printing. Each choice carries risks for the dollar's value. Dalio has stated that the interplay of debt, money supply, and global trust in the dollar creates a precarious situation. It's not just numbers on a spreadsheet, it's the foundation of the financial system under scrutiny. So what can you do as an individual? First, awareness is critical. Understanding that the dollar might lose some of its dominance doesn't mean panic. It means preparation. Diversifying your assets, considering alternative investments, and even exploring foreign currencies or precious metals can help mitigate risk. Macro Rewind always emphasizes that informed action beats reactive panic. Those who wait until the shift is undeniable often pay the highest price. Second, keep an eye on global signals. When countries announce large-scale purchases of gold or introduce their own digital currencies, these are not mere headlines. They're indicators of a shifting monetary landscape. Dalio highlights that watching these signals closely can provide early insights into where the world's financial momentum is heading. The faster the shift, the more sudden the impact on everyday Americans. And here's another subtle yet critical point. Confidence in currency is psychological. Money has value because people believe it has value. If that belief erodes, even slightly, it can accelerate declines. The dollar isn't backed by gold anymore. It's backed by trust and the stability of us. Institutions. Dalio and other macro strategists warn that maintaining this trust is becoming harder, especially with rising political tensions, massive fiscal deficits, and growing skepticism from global partners. Now, let's connect this to everyday life. Imagine buying groceries or gas and suddenly seeing prices rise faster than your paycheck grows. Or consider planning for retirement and realizing that your savings might not stretch as far as you thought. These are real-world consequences of a structural decline in the dollar. Macro Rewind has covered numerous historical cases, and in every instance, early awareness and proactive adjustments made a significant difference for those prepared. It's important to note that the dollar's decline is not necessarily doom and gloom for everyone. Some investors could benefit enormously by positioning themselves strategically. International diversification, commodities, and even certain equities that gain value in a weakening dollar scenario can provide protection and growth. Dalio's point isn't to instill fear, it's to encourage foresight. Macro Rewind has consistently highlighted that knowledge and preparation are the most powerful tools in volatile times. We should also consider central banks. The Federal Reserve and other major institutions are aware of these risks. They have tools at their disposal to stabilize the dollar, but these measures may only delay the inevitable shift rather than prevent it. Dalio warns that reliance on traditional monetary policy in a world of unprecedented debt and global diversification may no longer be sufficient. This is why understanding the structural changes, rather than short-term fluctuations, is essential. And for the skeptics thinking this is overblown, history is instructive. The British pound once dominated global finance, just like the dollar today. Over decades, shifts in trade, debt, and confidence led to its decline. What happened then is instructive for today. Countries and individuals who ignored the signals faced economic pain, while those who adapted found opportunities. Dalio emphasizes that patterns repeat in different forms, and the dollar is not immune. Macro Rewind takes these lessons seriously because they provide a roadmap for navigating change. By now, you might be asking, what's the bottom line? The US dollar is at a crossroads. Not the decisions made in the coming years by policymakers. Global institutions and investors will shape the next era of currency dominance. Dalio warns that the shift won't be obvious at first. It's a slow, structural decline that can catch people unprepared. But for those paying attention, there's time to act, diversify, and safeguard wealth. Before we wrap up, remember to like this video and subscribe to Macro Rewind if you haven't already. Your engagement helps us continue bringing you insights that can truly impact your financial understanding. And don't just watch, think critically, discuss with others, and share this video with friends and family. The more people understand the risks and opportunities, the better prepared we all are for the changes ahead. In closing, the dollar's dominance is being tested like never before. Ray Dalio and other macro voices are sending clear signals. A historic shift is happening now. For viewers of Macro Rewind, the key takeaway is simple. Stay informed, diversify wisely, and understand that structural currency changes affect everyone, not just Wall Street. This is not a drill, it's a realignment of global finance. Comment below with your thoughts. How are you preparing for a changing dollar? Are you looking at alternative investments? Or are you confident the dollar will hold? Share this video with those you care about because conversations about money and power shouldn't wait. The world is changing, and your awareness today can make a difference tomorrow.